Welcome to Deskie. This guide is about widgets that allow your customers to choose a convenient channel to contact you, find the information they need in the knowledge base, leave an idea to improve your services, or check your other useful resources. Depending on the tasks and channels used to provide support, you can choose one of the 4 types of widgets, which we will discuss in more details shortly. Each type of the widget has some customization options, such as choosing the format, location, and icon, as well as choosing the color theme. A dark theme is also available. To make it clear for customers that they can contact you, add a tooltip to the widget to draw their attention to it. Now let's take a closer look at the available types of widgets and the process of creating them. Widgets are created in the administrator account. If necessary, you can create several widgets to use them on different pages of the same website, on different websites, or in the Help Center, which you also get when registering with Deskie. The first step in creating a widget is to select its type. Let's start with the Only Email type, since it is a part of other widget types that have the email channel added. When this type is used, clicking on the icon will immediately open a contact form. At the same time, in the subject field, customers will also be able to search articles in your knowledge base to find the answer without contacting support. In the widget settings, you can change the text in the form, add additional fields so that customers can enter the information you need, for example, contract number or account type. If you have several emails connected to Deskie's channels, you can choose which one to display in the Reply From field, as well as set a specific group or add a label to the case from this widget. These settings are useful if you place different widgets on different pages and want to keep a track of which page the customer sent the case from. At the last step, you can choose what happens after the case is sent. Display a message about the successfully created case, close the widget, or redirect to a specific page. For the contact form by email, in addition to the display settings, there are advanced features that are activated using a script. They will work in any widget type as long as the email channel is added to it. For example, you can do the following. Activate the widget using a custom link or button if the standard widget icon doesn't suit you. Enable receiving of basic customer information and secretly transfer additional customers' data. Automatically fill in some fields of the widget, and convert the subject field into a drop-down list with options, so that customers select predefined topics, which, for example, you can use to distribute cases between departments and agents. An example of a script with advanced features can be found in the corresponding article in the knowledge base. The next type of the widget, Knowledge Base Request. It should be used if you want your customers to search the knowledge base first and contact support only if they did not find an answer. This option is convenient if customers often send you simple questions of the same type and you want to take the extra load off your agents. In the settings of this widget type, you can choose what will customers see after clicking on the widget, only the search form, or the search form and up to 5 articles from the knowledge base, which you can choose yourself. You can also choose the channels that customers can contact you through. They will see the selected communication channels in the search results window and in the articles viewing window. In all types of widgets containing several channels, you can add custom buttons and then choose their color, icon, tooltip that appear when you hover over the icon, and the URL that the customer will go to when they click on the button. If there is an email among the channels you have selected, then on the page for creating the widget, there will be the same settings for the contact form by email, which we went through while creating Only Email widget type. If you turn this channel off, then the widget settings will finish there. Next type of widget is All the Channels. This widget type collects all the ways to contact you, including the knowledge base and ideas channels, which duplicate the corresponding sections from your help center. That is, customers will be able to ask for your help through a convenient channel, search for the answer in the knowledge base on their own, directly in the widget window without going to the help center itself, leave their ideas, or vote for the ideas of other customers. Thus, customers are free to choose and do what is more convenient for them. Next type of widget is Only Messengers. By default, this widget type only includes synchronous communication channels that are connected in your account. As a result, Customers will be able to contact you through social networks and instant messengers. For all channels, the logic is similar. When a customer clicks on a channel, they are automatically directed to the interface of the selected social network or messenger. If you provide support in multiple languages, you can translate all parts of the platform which customers interact with in one way or another, including widgets, into any languages. At the moment, there is only English version, but you can make translation by yourself. To do this, download the language file, translate it, and upload it in the administrator account settings. When you have multiple languages added, an additional language step will appear when creating the widget. There you can select the required behavior. The option Language set in the user's browser should be selected if you are creating a widget for a multilingual website and want the widget's language to be selected depending on the language that is set in the user's browser settings. If the user browser is set to a language which you have not added a translation for, the widget will be displayed in the language marked with an asterisk in the administrator account. If you have a multilingual website, then you have another option. Create different widgets for each language. That is, when creating a widget, choose a specific language in which it will be displayed and add a separate widget for versions of the website in each language. This option is also worth using if you provide support in different channels, depending on the language. The second option in the language settings is the Language set in the Help Center. This option should be selected if you are using the Deskie Help Center and are creating a widget that will be used in the Help Center. If you select this option, the language of the widget will depend on the language selected in the Help Center. When visiting the Help Center for the first time, an unauthorized user will see it in the language set in their browser, considering that this language is added in the admin account. In case the language was not added, the Help Center will be shown in the language marked with an asterisk in the administrator account. If the language is changed, we will store it in cookies for 30 days, and on your next visit, the page will open in the language selected last time. If more than 30 days have passed since the last visit, we will display the Help Center in the language set in the user's browser again. After selecting the widget language, all subsequent fields will have options for adding translations into other languages. By the color of the language indicator, you can easily understand whether there is a translation into the language or not. There are two cases when the language indicators do not work for a specific field, but for the entire block. When creating a knowledge base request widget, in the block for selecting recommended articles, the language indicators keep track of whether all the selected articles have translations into other languages. If there is no translation for at least one article, the indicator turns red. If you still create a multilingual widget with articles that do not have translations into other languages, then when the widget is displayed in these languages, articles without translation will simply not be offered in the block with recommended articles. This can also be seen in the preview by switching the language of the block with recommended articles. When creating widgets that contain a contact form by email, in the block with form fields, the language indicators also check the translations for all fields at once. If there is a field you don't have a translation for in some languages, then you can either add a translation to this field's name in its settings in the Data Fields subsection in the administrator account, or simply change the field's name using the required language right during the creation of the widget. That wraps up the basic introduction to the widgets. If you have any questions left, please don't hesitate to contact us in any convenient way. We're always there for you.